What is up, Guardians? Let me ask you something. Would you like to have absolutely infinite arc grenade abilities to just spam willy-nilly whenever you want to? Yeah, me too. It just makes me feel, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm just so beefy.
Oh yes, so beefy. So guys, if you're ready to see the most insane arc grenade build this side of Lightfall, then keep on watching. And don't forget, if you appreciate the content, please leave me a little like and hopefully a sub. Appreciate it, guys. Let's get right into it. Using Shinobu's Vow as a way to increase your skip grenade ability is nothing new. We've seen this before Lightfall. However, I think since the new mod system has come out, this build is even more insane and gives you pretty much the ability to have 2 skip grenades for the entirety of your gameplay, as long as there's enough combatants to go around. First, let's get into our subclass. Now feel free to use whichever super you want, however I love my Gathering Storm Archrider, he just annihilates bosses. As far as our dodge goes, we are using Gambler's Dodge to recharge our melee ability, however you're going to see we really don't need our melee ability too much, unless you just like to punch things a lot. Triple Jump as per usual. We're going to use Combination Blow as of the time of this video, Disorienting Blow has been turned off for the moment. Let's go Bungie, let's get the stuff fixed. And in case of grenades, obviously with Shinobu's Vow, we are going to be using the mighty Skip Grenade, which, as I said, you won't be running out of anytime soon. As far as our aspects go, we are going to be using Flow State, where defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. Very important, as we are also going to be amplified for the majority of this build. And we are also going to use Lethal Current, where after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Again, we're mostly using this for the fragment slots. We don't really need this. You could go Temper Strike if you really want to, but I typically don't like to slide on the ground, so I'm just going to go with Lethal Current. Next, let's look at our fragments, and I will say some of these are really up to preference and interchangeable. These are just the ones that I found work the best with this build. Firstly, Spark of Shock, where your arc grenades will jolt targets. This one is important as you want to just annihilate an entire room of ads. Next, we're going to go with Spark of Ions, where defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. Also, another really important one, as that ionic trace will help to top off those ability energies. We're going to go with Sparks of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an orb of power. Again, as we all know right now with Lightfall, you want to generate as many orbs of power as possible. And finally, I'm going to go with Spark of Volts, where finishers make you amplified. Now, I will say, I find myself finishing combatants very little, and so this one doesn't come into play a lot, but it does give me some nice recovery. Alright guys, next let's go into our helmet mods. Now I am running 3 of the Harmonic Siphon mods, where these rapid arc weapon final blows will create an orb of power. To be quite honest guys, you really don't end up using your weapon a whole lot if you are doing this correctly, if there are enough ads. Really, you don't even need enough ads. Even if there's only 1 ad and you can kill him with a skip grenade, you're pretty much going to get all of your skip grenade energy back, but this is a nice backup just in case you need it. Now, if you do not know, Harmonic Siphons come at an energy discount if you are using a weapon with the same energy type as your subclass, so we only have to use 1 energy slot instead of 3 for something like Arc Siphon. Next, let's check out our Shinobu's Vow, in which case we are going to be using 2 of the grenade kickstarts. When your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy, and these do stack. In addition, we're also going to use Firepower, where your grenade final blows will create an orb of power. As far as our chest armor goes, again, for the build specifically, these are not quite as important unless you want to run something like Charged Up, where you will increase your armor charges. However, in my case, I went with Emergency Reinforcement, where collecting an orb of power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge, and when your shields become broken, you gain temporary damage reduction. Again, hunters don't have the greatest damage reduction in the game anyway, so I decided to use this instead of getting more stacks of armor charge. Looking at our legs, guys, we are going to be running 3 of the Innervation mods, where it reduces your grenade cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Power. Now you are going to find out that your grenade energy tops off very, very quickly. You may not even need 3 innervations. However, I just love all of my grenade energy and just want to have as much of it as I possibly can. Hey guys, little post-edit Eddie here, and I actually did go back and test the leg armor with different mods on it instead of running 3 invigorations. I tried to run it with some of the mods that would increase your health, and I did find that it actually did not give you enough grenade energy back to have your infinite 2 skip grenades all the time. So if you're wanting to play that and make sure you always have those skip grenades, keep the 3 invigorations on. Let's continue. And finally, guys, on our Cloak, we are going to be running 3 of the bombers, where this also reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Again, you really could switch to something else if you wanted to, because I did not find myself having to use my class ability that much. But again, I always like to have backups just in case something really odd happens in a fight and I need to get that grenade energy back quickly. Now, as far as weapons go, you can run whatever kinetic you want to. Again, most people these days are running Wither Horde. I really love Wither Horde as well, so it's usually in my inventory. But the Ikelos SMG is fantastic, or any other weapon that is running with Volt Shot. Again, you don't need the Volt Shot, but when you're looking at using Harmonic Siphon to rapidly defeat enemies, Volt Shot does come in handy and really helps with clearing out an entire room of ads. Finally, guys, for your heavy, you can really run anything you want to. I just decided to go with a shot grenade launcher just to see if it synergized pretty well. I didn't really notice a big difference with this, so feel free to run whatever you want. Now, as far as gameplay goes, guys, as you can pretty much see in the gameplay on screen right now, there's really no loop. You throw a grenade, you pick up the Ionic Trace, you pick up the Orb of Power, and you've got your 2 grenades again. You really don't need to throw 2 grenades too fast behind each other. Just throw 1 grenade, clear the whole room, and then throw another one. It's always nice to have the backup grenade just in case, and you'll see me using my Ikelos SMG a little bit just because I wanted to, very occasionally because I needed to. But guys, seriously, you just spam grenades with this build. It is absolutely insane, guys. I ran through the entirety of, I think, the Breakneck mission, and I don't think I ever ran out of grenade energy. I just had it the entire time, and it was so much fun and so fantastic. Guys, this is just a crazy build, maybe the craziest grenade build in the game at the moment. I really thought my Solar Hunter build was going to take the cake, but no, guys, this thing just throws the Trip Mine build way out of the water. It just completely annihilates it with its jolted energy. Guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. I hope you learned something cool and interesting. If you do have a little bit of a change up on this build, if you're running something different, if you love running the Arc Hunter just like I do, then down in the comments, leave me what you're running, what kind of mods you are using on this build, and I'd be glad to test it out and maybe even feature it on the channel sometimes. Good luck in all of your grinding this week, and as always, I will catch you on the flip side.